Brad, have you ever had aspirations to be a men's national team soccer manager?
I'm going to be honest, I thought you were going to ask, have you ever had Asperger's? And I was like, maybe. I'm not diagnosed or anything, but I think it runs in the family. So.
Hello and welcome to the Bumpy Soup podcast, a podcast by the people, for the people, with the people, on the people, and in the people. I'm Alek. I'm here today with Emily.
Hello.
Brad.
Hey.
Shane.
What's up?
From his house, Max.
I also go by Aqua Supreme.
And from sunny Salt Lake City, Patrick.
Yeah, Max, we decided we weren't going to call you Aqua Supreme on the podcast. And also, hi, what's up, Brad? I'm so glad you're with us.
Yeah, I just felt like it should be mentioned at some point that's anyways.
That's fair. No.
I wanted Brad to talk.
Interchangeable.
Sorry.
I'm happy to be here.
Brad is with us for the first time today.
Yes.
Brad is a good friend. Brad, how about you introduce yourself?
I'm Brad. I'm friends with these guys. I'm an engineering student. And I like dogs and making bread.
Brad,
Yeah, you do.
Brad contributed to Night of the Living Ted.
Yeah, talk about that.
Alek hit me up and was like, hey, you want to help with the soundtrack for this thing? And I was like, I've never done that before. That sounds scary. Let's do it. And then we basically roped our friend Morgan into doing it all with us because I did not have the time to really dedicate to it, but I did do some spooky piano stuff, and that was a whole lot of fun that whole day, even if I did spend like the second day just doing homework the whole time. But that's the life of engineering students. So,
What are you engineering?
Electrical stuff. I work at a aerospace company right now, and I'm just contributing to helicopters that kill people and
Do you
stuff.
have a funny answer for that question by chance?
I do Costco runs for a company that doesn't pay me enough.
Nice. I thought you were just going to say the same answer in a funny voice. Like, I engineer airplanes that kill people.
Yeah.
Why'd you say that like Jerry Seinfeld?
What's the deal with engineers?
Big defense right there.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're really happy to have Brad on. Yeah, he did all the piano stuff, and so if you watch Night of the Living Ted and hear any spooky piano noises, that's all Bradley.
Brad plays a mean piano cover of some very good songs,
That's right.
which I enjoy very much.
Do you have like recorded music people can listen to?
From when I was like 15.
So no.
No.
Right. Yeah, I feel that.
It's
for sure.
It's been a goal,
Yeah.
many years of just like kind of losing it and wanting to get back into it, but then
You should
just
engineer
playing
a
lot
way
of-
to get back into it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's been some of my goals for this year, and except I put them all the way down in December to record 3 demos, but we'll see.
Sick, man.
Chase and I are trying to work on some stuff. So
Chase who?
Exciting.
Chase McClung.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Is he playing guitar for you?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
sick.
with like my amp is at his house. That's what he's been playing with for a long time. So
Cool.
yeah, well,
I guess I didn't realize that.
yeah.
Sick.
Do
Yeah.
you know another Chase?
No, I just like to double check, that's all.
Oh, okay.
The only other Chase that I know, we went to high school with, and he just like had the sharpest knuckles for bloody knuckles. That's all I remember of him.
He sharpened his knuckles. He has like a file
Little
that he
file.
went like.
Yeah, like Wolverine
Oh,
style.
He was just one of
Yeah,
those
exactly.
skinny kids, and that's what he had on you, right? He'd make you bleed on bloody knuckles. It was like, all right, dude, that's his thing.
Yeah, he committed his life to junior high.
Bloody
Bloody
knuckles.
knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally honest with you, Patrick. My hope was that it was Chase Bank, the bank. That's honestly, it's truly why I asked. I hope that it was someone. I hope that it was Chase from Chase Bank.
Yeah, Chase wants me to like do some music with
The
them and like
Chase.
write their next
Yeah.
jingle.
Well,
Corporate collab.
I figured if
Exactly.
you are helping engineer planes that kill people, why not also get into big banking that's like notorious for predatory loans and shit?
Let's
And
make
that'd
up
be
a
Wells Fargo.
let's
Never
make
mind.
up a jingle for Chase Bank
Yeah.
right now.
Chase Bank, we're gonna fucking kill
Wait,
you.
Actually, I got an idea.
Here
so
we go. Okay.
I had a plan for getting corporate sponsorship.
Oh, wonderful.
So I thought what we would do is that on every episode we could do something where we choose a different corporate entity, and we do like an ad, but our ad is like just talking heavy shit on them, and then we say like, give us $1,000 and we'll remove this ad from our podcast, and we'll hold our podcast hostage until they pay us.
Hey man,
We're
I'm
looking at
I'm ready
Subway
to,
right now.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
to let them rip right now.
Okay.
Me
Whenever,
too.
let me know.
I got a jingle.
Yeah, go for it.
Chase Bank, let's crush you with consumer debt.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. I like that. It kind of gives.
I love it. It's
like
my ringtone already.
like vintage toothpaste commercial kind of.
Yeah.
Which is fun. And very approachable.
I also got crushed with toothpaste consumer debt,
yeah.
so I stopped brushing my teeth.
Anti-capitalist, they might be giants.
Big tooth. Fucking big tooth.
Big Tooth is out to get us, I
No,
swear to God.
for real though, I fuck Wells Fargo. I swear to God, it's on site. I fucking hate them so
Oh,
goddamn
yeah,
much.
Well,
yeah, yeah.
fucking sucks.
Fuck them as employers. Fuck them as a bank. Fuck them as everything, dude. Straight up, fuck Wells Fargo. That is like 100%. I will die on that hill.
So predatory. I
Yeah.
don't know if many people would disagree with you, actually.
they have to fucking work there or be shills to fucking disagree
Yeah.
with me. That company is straight up fucking evil.
Yeah, they're
Fuck
bad.
them. That's my corporate sponsor for the episode.
Wells Fargo, give us $1,000 and we'll remove this from our episode.
you fucking suck my fucking
No,
dick.
you know what?
and
They
maybe
can
I'll
afford
think
it.
about it.
10,000
Yeah.
because we're a very important podcast
That's
that
right.
many
Give me
people
the
listen
fucking
to.
money you owe me from COVID.
Did they not reimburse you?
Yeah, those motherfuckers. It's,
Wait, you got COVID and they didn't pay you?
No, I didn't get any of my fucking SBA shit because of them.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
damn.
So I was
Well, fuck them
broke
even
for an
more.
entire year,
Damn.
and now I have an unbelievable amount of credit card debt. Yeah, that's fucking
that's
dickheads.
shitty.
Fuck you, Wells Fargo. Suck my dick. $10,000.
Wells close go.
Hey, Patrick, do you have any anti-Wells Fargo content?
I know Tyler banks there, so fuck Tyler, am I right?
No, because I bank.
Do you really want to
got him.
bank with Tyler?
I bank at Wells Fargo too because I'm fucking trapped there now with a commercial fucking like business account and I can't get out. So
I can help you get out.
I think what we really need to do is during Shane's rant, you need to like overlay like the USSR flag like waving in the background, have, like, the national anthem playing while he's just talking about fuck Wells Fargo,
Yeah.
I fucking hate them,
Yeah.
predatory ass bullshit, I'm stuck there.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Nice.
yeah, they fucked up. They fucked
By
over
the
a lot
people,
of.
for the people, inside the people.
No, for real.
Exactly right.
They also
Exactly
they
right.
fucked over a guy that I know that works for the company I work for now. He was like in charge of a bunch of shit. He did a really good job, and they were like, "Hey man, we know you've been here for like 17 years, but you're fucking gone. Sorry." And like that was it. And they set it up to where like some sort of like severance pay you're supposed to
Severance?
get like didn't come through because of like some technicality or something. Like
That sucks.
yeah, fucking stupid.
That's fucking awful.
Yeah.
What a shitty business.
yeah. What about
What a shitty business.
more like Wells Fargo?
Ah.
Wells go. Wells Fargo.
He
Wells
said it.
go
He
fuck
said it.
yourself.
Far went there.
Yeah. Wells go far away from me.
It's too bad they don't still use fucking stagecoaches, so we just rob them instead.
Well, we can rob them with podcast
Yeah.
blackmail.
That's true. I guess that's what it is.
This
man.
isn't blackmail. This is us telling our stories.
Yeah.
These are our negative reviews, very real experiences we've had with Wells Fargo.
by the people, for the people, with
You
the
can't
people, in
censor
the
us.
people.
In
Yeah.
the people.
Yeah, I swear
Try and
every
send
time,
us a cease and desist.
like I'm getting scammed, like half the time it's like a Wells Fargo scam too, in an email or like a call or something. Every time.
If you want help getting out of your business loan, Shane, I would be happy to help you. My mom's name is Karen, so I have a dormant gene that I can pull out.
Nah, man. I think it's just a matter of going and talking to them and just doing something else. I think it'd be.
I'll
easy
be
enough
your
to-
muscle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You know how many times she's used Yelp?
How many?
I
Oh.
haven't used Yelp in a long time.
Is there a funnier answer you could say instead?
She's certified on Yelp.
That's right.
Certified 69 times, maybe?
You know what? I think I maybe, if I had more energy and time, I would aspire to be like a verified person on Google reviews, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
But I really only play that when I have been wronged.
Sure.
Or I've been stolen from.
Yeah.
Or like someone dear and close to me has been. And it's like a legitimate reason to spend that energy on.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out like too often. I don't know. Does it?
Go ahead.
I'm not going to comment on it.
I really love doing reviews strictly for nice stuff. I think that like a good like 4-star review is like worth leaving, because that it's like 1 star not worth anything, 5-star also not worth anything. It's like the shit in the middle that actually I feel like is real. It's not like a friend. It's not some fucking bitch or
that is
dickhead.
a great reason to do reviews.
There's
too.
a pretty well-documented phenomenon.
Shane, your cheese stick is going to drive both of the animals crazy because Daisy like protects any food
Shane brought
that's in the
cheese
room.
I brought 2. Nobody wanted the other one.
We both turned him down.
Get snacky.
You didn't give one
He
to
has
me?
to eat both.
I know. So sorry.
I've left a couple Google reviews. I used to work at a place with Max, actually, where we like monitored like people's accounts on Google Business. And I found out through a couple different clients there that it is really tedious and almost impossible to get negative Google reviews removed unless they contain profanity or hate speech. So whenever someone pissed me off, I would just leave them a Google review, just completely nonsensical. Like I left one there was like an interior designer, and I left one that she just brought a bunch of ducks in my house and now they won't leave, and they keep shitting all over the place and laying eggs.
Nice.
And it's still there. They can't take it down because I didn't swear or use hate speech. So that Google review is just there permanently.
You know,
Alek, talk about the one you did for
You just unlocked something.
There's a possibility that someone was like looking at their Google reviews and they're like, they'll bring you ducks.
Yeah. Someone actually
I'm here
was
for the ducks.
Fuck yeah! Interior design and free duck. That's exactly the design that I
Duck
want my
design.
interior to have. You know?
Actually, the amount of duck shit that me and
Alek,
Nick have
talk
for our
about
house
the
is
one you did
insane.
for Connor's real estate.
Oh,
thing.
I was thinking about that. So I was drunk one night.
Yeah.
I wish I probably have a screenshot of it somewhere, but I left a review for Connor on his like real estate thing that was like,
Oh my
Connor is best. He give me such deal. Love Connor.
And he got so mad. He was like, "It's nice."
Yeah, he was pissed about it. I was like, it's a good review.
I have a review. So when I used to work at Best Buy, like, so I worked there for like 6 years, and maybe my first or second year working there, I was just like kind of pissed off one day, or I might have been just high as fuck. I can't even remember what was going on, but I left them like just a 1-star review with like no commentary at all. I just like clicked on the 1 star and I just like forgot about it. And then later that week, like GM and the like assistant manager kind of pull me aside and they're like, "Hey, we gotta talk to you about something." And I was just like, "What did I do?" Like I had no idea. Like I didn't
Was
even
it
think
about
about
that?
And it was about the review. And they're like, "Is this you?" Because like his name is Brad, and I think it was only my first name, and they're just like, "Is it?" And like the GM, he's like kind of like not like being that vocal about it. He's like having his assistant manager, who's this just big guy, like do all the talking for him. Like he's obviously pissed at him, but he's like too nervous to say anything to me about it. It was so funny. And I was just like, "Oh yeah, I mean like I don't know how that got there. I didn't even meet."
Nice.
That must have been a mistake, or like I was just saying some bullshit about
That's
it.
fucking
And they made me
amazing.
like change it. I changed it like right in front of them. It was like
Ooh,
I was just
that's
like,
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but
that's
fuck
fine.
them.
yeah, it was.
Should
fuck
have
Best
left a review
Buy.
like
I'll go
worst
on.
buy.
Yeah, worst
More
buy.
like goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay, I've got a story. So it's not Google reviews, but it is Glassdoor employee reviews.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
There was a local tech company in St. George that I worked for a couple of years, and run by like an egomaniac CEO and like a bunch of yes men. And they like one of the main messaging items when they would have company all hands was, yeah, like just ignore the negative reviews. There are haters out there. Like, just don't listen to them. And we know who those people are too. So don't even bother writing a negative review. Like, we'll know, and word gets around. So like like proactively fear mongering against you leaving a negative Glassdoor review. So I knew how important it was to them. So when I did leave for like legitimate reasons and having a really bad experience with management there, I left a negative review. But when I did that, there are like really similarly worded 5-star reviews like down the line for months and months and months. And I heard through the grapevine that they like put their HR team and like people team in charge of like farming reviews, like faking reviews.
Wow.
And you can do
Right,
that if
yeah.
you're sly enough. But yeah, fuck that. Reviews really matter to businesses, apparently.
Yeah.
It is your obligation to leave bad reviews at places that you worked at that you no longer work at. You're not doing anything any harm.
Yeah.
Even if you had a good time.
Yeah, fuck them, dude. They don't need any help.
They took your money.
It's just like it's your moral obligation to steal from Walmart. You gotta leave a bad review at places you don't work at anymore.
They wouldn't make it so.
Minimum of $250 a year. That's the law.
Yeah.
If you weren't supposed to, it would be so fucking easy, right? Like, if you weren't supposed to steal, they wouldn't have to self-checkout. If you weren't supposed to leave bad Google
Or
reviews,
there would be some kind of
They use
repercussion.
different infrastructure. Yeah.
Here's what I think. If they did a cost benefit analysis before they put self-checkout in like thousands of Walmarts across the country.
Yeah.
And they like took into account like theft, and they decided that that was worth it to like employ less people, pay people less.
I am so glad you're saying this. I think about this every time I'm stealing. I'm just like, they know that I'm doing this, and
It's
they're
basically
okay with it.
supported.
They're
like,
actually paying.
Yeah.
They're paying for machines to let me steal easier. This is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't steal, you're actually taking jobs away from the people that gave them the metrics that people would steal.
Yeah, exactly.
People like Brad. People like
So
Brad.
true.
I was talking to Dej the other day. I was talking to Dej the other day. She was talking about how this woman that she works with is upset because they always want her to do extra shit. And we came to the conclusion that it is the most moral thing that you can do to just do the most basic, borderline, like negligent work that you can. If you do any more than that, they're going to expect that of you. They're going to expect that of everyone that you work with to do extra work. And if they really need someone to do that extra work, they'll hire someone and they'll give someone else a job. Like, it is actually the most moral thing you can do to do nothing more than what is expected of you.
Being bad at your job is class solidarity, and that's not even a joke. That's true. Just be bad at your job. It's good.
The more you
100%.
suck, the more you join everyone together.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy my job a lot, and I think at some point I'm going to have coworkers listening to this. But what I will say about this is, like, I understand that slippage, right, that can happen when people are going like way above and beyond when they are logging in when they're on PTO. Like, that is stuff that I try to call out at workplaces, because if it's not monitored, like, people do that to I don't even know what the description is, but like to get ahead, to get promotions. But you're right, Max, like if no one does it, then it's not a problem. But there's like always maybe going to be a couple people who are reaching or are like legitimately need to get work done, but you can pretend to be offline if you really have to. Like,
It's the prisoner's dilemma, right?
explain.
So the prisoner's dilemma is like, it's like, hey, like you have a group of prisoners, and they say, okay, if all of you decide that you are not going to that you're going to stay, or basically like, then we'll let everyone go. If everyone says that they are not going to like screw anyone else over, then they will be let go. But if you do say that you will screw someone over, then that person will screw them over. So you kind of like have to have everybody work together to say we're not going to screw anyone over. And then if anyone decides that they are going to screw someone over, they actually win because everyone else was like passive.
Right.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too, in the context of doing just what's expected or what's needed or whatever, it really kind of depends, I think, person by person and also job by job in some way, right? So like, I think that the job that I have is, as far as like a day job can be, as fulfilling as it is going to get unless I go full-time freelance again. So for me, it's really easy to feel inclined to just do the best job that I can, to work as hard as I can all the time, only because like this is the second best it could well, I guess third best, because first best is I don't do anything. But so like for me, I would rather make everyone at my company look bad and look stupid, because this is like what I want to be doing. This is as close as it's going to get as like to what I'm passionate about. But like at Costco, it was not worth my fucking time or my energy to go above and beyond like I did there, just to like ultimately get fired over a fucking text message on a Sunday morning, right? Like,
Yeah.
for sure, 100%, I should have just done the bare minimum, just what was expected exclusively.
Yeah.
And so I think context is important, but yeah, like overall, fuck it, man. Just do all you have to do. I think it's better for everyone.
Yeah, I work freelance, and that's why I just do the bare minimum that I can to fuck over my boss, which is me.
Yeah. It's kind of like a
Stick it to him.
I have no respect for who you work for. Just terrible guy, fucking
sucks.
dude.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of his. Yeah, it's kind of his thing. Kind of a masochist sort of. Yeah.
It's
It's
like
sexual.
it's like
yeah.
sucking your own dick, but in a bad way.
It's like learning how to suck dicks really, really, really good for a long time, and you finally go for yourself and give yourself the worst blowjob you've ever had.
A traumatizing.
Yeah.
blowjob.
Dunking on yourself.
Yeah, as much teeth as possible.
Breaking your spine in the process.
Yeah, not showering for a couple days leading up to it.
Yeah, pulling out all your ribs. Just to give yourself a shitty blowjob.
Dude, one of my favorite tweets that I saw was someone was like, I put in more ribs, so I for sure couldn't suck my dick.
We cannot have any red wine spit takes, please.
Did God remove Adam's ribs so he could suck his own dick?
I think here's the thing, man.
I think that was plan A, and then they realized that wasn't very effective, so they're like, all right, we'll just turn the rib into another person, and then they can do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's definitely how it went.
Sexism built into the genesis of people kind.
Yeah, well, and I think
Sick.
so. I mean, the thing that's tricky then is like, well, you look at the views of sodomy, and they're technically bad, right? So was it like he had to double down? He's like, hey man, here, I'm gonna remove this, and you can do your own thing. And then he's like, oh wait, actually, don't do your own thing. And also, she can't do that thing either. Nobody can do that thing. Nobody. Don't do that thing.
God removed it, and then Adam started sucking his own dick. He's like, no, you can't do that. No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's like, that's so cool.
Wait, I wish I had a dick I could suck of my own.
What was the joke? It's like, could God give himself so many ribs that he couldn't suck his own dick?
It was just something, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely
It was
the
just
joke.
talking about getting getting surgery to put more ribs in, so he for sure could not suck his dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh no.
I forgot something, but I didn't forget it because I remembered it. And it is Supreme 60 Seconds of Soccer. And your time starts now. It starts now.
Go. Okay. So welcome to Supreme 60 Seconds of Soccer. Let's go. Firstly, Real Salt Lake changed the name of your stadium. Now on to actual soccer. Greg Berhalter is out as United States men's national team manager. Let's go! Woo! No more bald United States men's national
I don't
team
know what
managers.
I'm celebrating.
Woo! Apparently, he's still on a list of candidates, according to Ernie Stewart, who's another bald man, which leads me to my next point. No more bald United States men's national team general managers. Get him out of there. Hair on the head. Sorry, my good
done.
friend Brad over here. No offense. Moving on. I'm really happy that Berhalter's out. It's a really crazy situation how it happened, though. Gio Reyna wasn't playing as much by Greg Berhalter, so after the World Cup ended, Gio Reyna's parents went to the Ernie Stewart and told them about a domestic violence thing from 1991 that Berhalter was involved in. So that got him out of the running for the next manager. I don't know. It's all a little bit crazy, but I'm here for it. Also,
You're done. Shut the fuck up.
Tanya Harding has nothing on U.S. soccer. That's it. Okay, well, let's get predictions really quick. Fulham versus Chelsea, just two numbers, and who wins? Alek?
I'm going with Chelsea because I support women,
Nice.
and it's gonna be a 6'9".
6'9".
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Emily.
You stole my fucking joke. Chelsea, because that's a girl's name.
I'm gonna give it to you. 'cause
Wait,
I
you
support
thought of a
women.
joke with numbers and it was 69? Oh my god.
Chelsea wins 3-2.
Okay. Brad?
I'm gonna say Fulham, and I pronounce the H in there because it's a full ham, not a half ham. It's the full. It's
true.
the whole thing.
That's how it was
So-
named.
1 versus 1/2.
Chelsea gets half a ham.
Sick. I'll take it. Fulham win. All right, Shane?
I'm gonna go with my guess that I had last time, and that they both score a lot of points, 10+ points, and who cares who wins because it's about having fun.
Okay, I'm going to say 10,
Yeah.
draw, and fun. Patrick?
If they don't
I
have
think-
fun, does Shane still get it?
No, they have to have fun.
I think it's important. It's
Okay, so here we
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna say 10, no fun, just to fuck Shane.
No, okay.
Someone's gonna win.
Yeah.
Just like The Price is Right.
Yeah, 10. It's a draw because soccer's a shitty sport where they allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, all
UFC
right
does
now.
that too, though.
All right now. It's gonna be 1-0 Fulham. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's it. Let's talk about not soccer.
It sounds like a fucking boring ass game if it's
Brad-
only 1 point.
Have you ever
No.
had aspirations to be a
No,
men's
it's
national team
awesome.
soccer manager?
I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna ask, have you ever had Asperger's? And I was like, maybe. I'm not diagnosed or anything, but I think it runs in the family. So yeah.
I got rid of it though.
Like one time, did it happen?
Does this ever happen to you?
You bought
my
a
God,
house
I'm
and you got
dying.
Asperger's?
You were gonna be a head
contagious.
soccer coach, and then you got Asperger's.
And then you find out it's just an Asperger for farts. Like, never mind, that didn't work
You
out.
were gonna buy a soccer team, but it ended up being half ham instead of full ham.
A joke ham just for farts.
Yeah, man.
Holy
Fuck yeah.
Brad's on the podcast every
Oh,
week.
thank God for
I'm gonna
that.
get kicked out, man.
No, no one gets kicked out.
Shane, you need more ham jokes.
I got some bits. They're just later. I got some bits for later.
Speaking of which, do you want to get into the
Yeah.
episode?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the watch of the week.
Sick.
Yeah.
So the watch of the week was Community, season 3, episode 13, which is digital exploration of interior design.
Yeah.
So the premise of this is that a subway gets installed into the to the community college,
A Subway sandwich store.
Subway sandwich store,
Eat fresh.
and they have a in order to get there, they have a student that they basically it's a corporo human person that is becomes a student.
A corporate entity acting. It's like some guy off the street that they hired for 3 years to represent Subway because you have to be a member of the school to have your business.
Yep.
It has to be
in the school.
51% student owned.
There you go.
that's
There
right.
you go.
And then
Through a surprisingly legal process called corpo humanization.
Right.
That's right. Right.
This is such a call out on
surprisingly.
Citizens United. Like it's there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Shirley wanted to open a sandwich shop, so she's upset. So her and Pierce enlist Britta to go and try and basically.
Seduce and ruin Subway. And his name is Subway.
His name is Subway.
His name is Subway. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Technically, he's only a week old, so he can't vote either.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. And the B and C plots are that Troy and Abed start building a pillow fort, but then there's a rift between them because Troy wants to build a blanket fort, which is spurred on by
John Goodman.
John Goodman,
The
the vice
dean.
the vice dean, who wants Troy to become an air conditioning repairman, and then what's her name? Alison Brie's
Annie.
character, Annie and Jeff. They find out about they find this old like hate letter to Jeff, and Jeff tries to figure out who this woman was that he hurt long ago. So that's the kind of general premise of the episode.
Yes.
And the woman's name is Kim.
That's right.
Mystery person writing the note.
So I think that Patrick specifically was the one who kind of suggested this episode. So Patrick, do you want to kind of explain what you think of the episode and why you wanted this episode specifically?
Yeah. So this episode specifically has a lot of really good just lines in it in general. The whole scene where they're listening to the tape of Britta and Subway having sex, that whole scene is so funny. It's ridiculously funny. Just a lot of good lines in it in general.
I was raised in the Bay Area, but I'm a father.
Yeah. I was raised in the Bay Area, but I'm a father now. That is well out of the mainstream. And something in that scene that happens that I didn't realize until Max pointed it out to me was how when at the very end he's like, all right, I'm going to go now if someone can hand me my jacket. And then he just keeps sitting there and everyone's just like, why don't you just get your jacket on the way out? It's right by the door. And he's like, you know what? Now I'm just going to sit here for a while. I'm not going to leave. I'm just going to think about how unacceptable today was. And I didn't really get it. And Max was like, dude, he has a boner. He doesn't want to stand up.
You didn't get it. Wow.
So it took a couple times for me also. I was sitting there one day just like not watching the show and I was just like, oh my God, that guy had a boner.
That happens to me in shows all the time.
What was the sex act?
Pegging, right?
Well, I don't know. I personally believe the sex act had something to do with sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't quite get it. Like, I don't know, maybe I don't want to get too graphic, but I did just have an idea that is well out of the mainstream, and I am a father now, so I'm just not going to get into it.
Tell us what it was, Patrick.
I'd love to hear it.
We'll cut it out and put it on the Patreon.
Subscribe to our Patreon to hear this fully exclusive content. Thank you.
Brad, do you have an opinion on the position?
About the sex act?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like turning my ears off because I'm a good Christian boy.
Are you Christian?
No.
Is that your Christian name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess. What?
Brad is your Christian name.
Well, it'll be Bradley.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got just four super quick little notes. I love that the whole like whores going to Dubai joke is that old.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how long that joke has been getting made. It's absolutely insane. People are still making that joke. They made a joke. It was like right at the beginning.
Like, what do you mean?
Like they said to, I don't know any of the characters' names because I don't watch the show. The blonde girl when they're talking about whatever, something about whores going to Dubai or
they were
like,
negotiating her like sting operation
or something, and about how she's like a classy whore that would go to like an underwater hotel
and she was like, not that I've even given it much thought.
Yeah. But it was just funny, the idea of like that sort of thing. I didn't realize that it's been going, that joke's been getting made for a really long time.
Dubai's been around for a while.
Yeah. And apparently whores have been going there for a long time.
Yeah.
Dubai.
Is that where they were talking about her horsemanship? And
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you can't say that. And then he's like, sorry, horsewomanship.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I forgot it's the 90s.
Yeah.
The next thing is the reference to air conditioning school.
Yeah.
Very of the time, because we're watching The Middle right now, and that's like a big fucking deal in The Middle also.
Really?
Yeah, like that time of TV writing, for some reason air conditioning school was like always an option in sitcoms. I don't know why. It was just
CIA
really weird.
propaganda.
Yeah, something, man. Yeah,
What
big
other
air.
Which other ones
This whole
cite
show,
air
Dan
conditioning
Harmon.
school?
Huh?
What other sitcoms?
The
do
Middle.
that? Oh, The
Middle does, and then I'm pretty sure that Malcolm in the Middle makes a reference to it at some point as well. I've watched that all the way through like 5 times, and I'm pretty sure they have it in there too. It's just the fact that even more than one TV show did it was fucking insane to me. So
I
that was
wonder.
really interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what that like connection is, like what that symbolism is, like how like quicksand has been a thing in the media,
Right.
but then it died down,
Right.
and zombies was, and then it died down.
Yeah, and then we brought it back.
AC air conditioning.
There's
school.
probably something to do with like climate change. You know what I mean?
It could have been like a commentary on that.
So, I mean, maybe that was just kind of like a thing in the kind of air.
Yeah.
Was like climate change related stuff and like kind of the banality of air conditioning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And something about like that kind of time period. I don't know.
Anyway, I thought it was kind of interesting. The next thing were technical things, and that was the show is really fucking glowy. It's like
Yeah,
soft,
it
it's like
is.
soft
So bright
focused
colored.
to the fucking max.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It was like kind of uncomfortable to watch. But that was kind of interesting. And there's also a crazy amount of chromatic aberrations, which means they're shooting on either really cheap glass or really old glass. And old glass would make sense to also then add to the glow as well. Just really interesting, kind of like a weird choice because you think it's season 3, the budget would be pretty high. They could probably afford like some quality glass. So I'm curious if that was like a creative choice or if it was like a financial choice or why it was chosen at all. Really interesting.
Yeah, I think
That
they just
is
didn't
good
expect any
insight.
nerds to watch it.
Well, there's a really good chance of that for sure. And then the very, very, very last note, and it's actually a question for you, Max. And I'm curious.
Community is like a super high. Like they ran over budget. They were like one of the highest budgeted show at NBC during this time. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was an artistic choice.
Interesting. Not the one that I would make, but I'm also not the guy who's DPing fucking Community. I'm just some dude on a couch at my buddy's house. So my opinion
And if
probably
you're
doesn't really
DPing
matter.
a whole community, oh my lord.
Yeah, I know, right? So my last question is for you, Max, and I'm curious if you identify with Abed the most or the least, given your like similar ailments, psychologically speaking.
You mean superpower?
Sorry, it's just superpower.
Being Indian.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pakistani.
Well, like really, like I don't really feel like Abed exhibits a lot of the same things that I do as far as that goes.
I don't think so either.
Sorry, like I feel like he, shows a lot of things I don't necessarily show as far as Asperger's go. Yeah. Also, me and Patrick had a conversation on Acid one time where he was like, "Dude, I'm Abed and you're Troy," and I was like, "Yeah, you're right. That makes way more sense." Patrick
Definitely.
acts way more like Abed. Than
Wait,
I
Max,
do, for sure.
Tracks.
Max, do you have a whistle, but you can only blow it if Patrick tells you that you can?
Damn it! You weren't supposed to know about that.
That's something we like to keep secret. That's just for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, also a secret. I didn't know that you could do zero gravity martial arts.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So then
we do it during Dinosaurs versus Riverboat Gamblers.
So then
It's one of the games we play.
I do have one more last question then. Patrick, do you identify with Abed the most or the least?
I definitely identify with Abed the most.
Okay. There we go. Cool.
He has the weird like film knowledge and kind of just knows who like actors are and who makes films and can like call upon lines and like dialogue from films. So yeah, I've always kind of thought I had that little bit of Abed. I'm not sure if I am Indian or Asperger's, but who knows? Maybe I should get some
Pakistan.
tests done.
Yeah.
Are you Polish? He's half Polish.
Yeah, also Polish. Who knows? I do feel kind of like a Pole sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like a pole drifting through the wind?
All right, that's all.
I don't feel like I feel pole-ish sometimes. you know?
Right.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the full pole then? I guess right is what we're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full pole, not a half pole.
Yeah.
Pull him.
Hold on. Yeah.
Nice.
Full circle.
I had a couple notes that I jotted down. In the first scene, there's this is us taking our first steps to the realm of the legitimate, which is just really funny. Like them
Yeah.
opening a Subway, and then he has like the scissor joke, and it like doesn't work, so he tries to and Dean Pelton in general, like that
Love him.
actor, I can't remember what his
So
name
Great
is.
good.
character. Jim Rash.
Jim Rash, yeah. I think he's a writer too.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
insanely good.
an
performance.
award winner. What's the one for movies that you win an award? Oscar. He's an Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's wild,
Cool.
dude.
For what? For Community? No.
No, he wrote something. With,
Yeah. It's something like that. It's a joke that he always makes because it's some bullshit credit or like it was on some dumb movie. I can't remember. And he was an Oscar winner, Jim Rash. It's something that they always say in all the Community things.
Yeah.
Okay. He got an award in 2012 for Best Adapted Screenplay.
He wrote with like
The Descendants is the name that's coming up.
Yeah, that's right. And he wrote it with it's an actor that you wouldn't expect as a writer.
Jim Rash.
An actor you wouldn't expect to be a writer?
Yeah, he's like a comedy actor. He's
Oh, it's a man.
Yeah, he for whatever reason he reminds me of what's the guy that's married to Kristen Bell?
Fuck, I don't know.
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard.
Oh.
He looks like him, but he looks like kind of a
The guy from Scrubs.
maybe.
Is Zach Braff? I don't
Matthew
know.
Lillard.
Oh, Matthew Lillard. That would make sense.
Seth
yeah.
Green.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Seth Green, who's never written anything.
Jason Bourne, actually.
Jim Rash.
Seth MacFarlane.
Jim Rash
Which
is
one?
also
Which Jason Bourne?
3.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The screenplay
best
for The
one.
Descendants was by Payne Nat Faxon.
Nat Faxon.
Nice.
If you look him up, you'll be like, oh, this guy.
Jim Rash was also
Oh, yeah.
on. Did you guys ever see any of Mike Tyson Adventures? I think is what it's called.
No.
It's like an animated show
I know
on
what you're talking
Hulu, which is hilarious.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
summoning up some images.
I think
that I've
he
seen. I
plays like a
can't remember
ghost
it.
person. He's like a ghost, and he acts exactly like the dean, pretty much like same persona, but he's just a ghost hanging out with Mike Tyson
Yeah,
on
fun.
Mike Tyson
Closeted
Adventures.
gay into Dalmatians. You know how it is.
Yeah, same guy.
Exactly.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
Yeah. No, I wanted to say something about the opening scene because I thought that it was like a really good scene for all of the characters. Like pretty much all of them say something that is just very much them. Like the dean being concerned about the legitimacy of the school. Abed talks about how they can't stay in their apartment, so him and Troy are making a pillow fort at the school. And then Annie's solution to not being able to stay in the apartment is to take an extra class so she can get more credits,
Oh,
which is just just very Annie.
she talks about the sleep study and does the amazing scream.
right.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's not a
so good.
blow-off class. She can only bring one stuffed animal.
Oh my god, dude, that is maybe
not
the
like
highlight
a
of the
Snuggie.
episode, where it's like, what does she say?
She said,
She's like,
but
I'm bringing
she's using
Ruthie,
her pouch
but I'm
to
using the
sneak
pouch
in
to sneak in
Nathan.
Nathan.
Yeah, that's like,
And then Troy in the opening scene, Troy has the fucking amazing line of everything is better because it's hard, like holding in a fart right now. And
Yeah,
super
so
serious face.
So good.
He's like,
I just fucking love that. That is another one of the best lines that I always remember from the show. Pierce is all about like this business venture, corporate espionage thing. Britta's line about her class of the pre-menopausal post-feminist experiential marketing class.
and that's
And
where
then Shirley's
Subway
kind of the
steps
only
in.
one who doesn't have like a really strong character moment there because a lot of the main plot is kind of revolved around her. But and also just kind of like a testament to the actual writing of this show, aside from like the dialogue of just how good it is. All of the characters have like a quick thing that is just so them in just this very first scene. And there's like 3 plots going on. And the one with Jeff and Annie especially, there's only like 4 scenes with maybe like 5 minutes of screen time total. And it tells a really good, complete story with just that, which I think is fucking incredible.
It
Yeah,
does.
this episode's really good. I like the way that they do the A, B, and C storylines. And like every time that I watch this episode, I go, oh shit, this is the one with the locker in it. I did that just when I was watching this earlier. Like it's crazy that they fit that into this with so much going on still.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
That is what I think when I watch the It's Always Sunny Christmas special.
yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah. Not to get off topic.
Yeah, because that episode specifically has the scene where Frank comes out of the couch
so
when he's
many
naked,
iconic things, yeah.
and then it also has the one where Charlie's like, "Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus?"
Did you fuck my mom?
Yeah.
Did you fuck her?
Both of those are just uber iconic scenes.
Also on like where they're first like at the lockers where Jeff's like, "What? We have lockers?" You know, and Annie has hers open and she's like talking to him. I was fully expecting like Tim Robinson to come out and be like holding a water bottle and a TC tugger. Just be like, "Hey, the bell already rang. Get to class. The bell already rang."
Have you heard about this kind of shirt that
TC
Like,
tuggers.
I swear, just something about the lighting and everything. I would love to do like a side by side of those two and see how
That's
similar
good.
they are.
Yeah.
'Cause it
Yeah.
seemed very similar. to
Blue
me.
lockers too. Yeah.
Make one of like the hyper edits where you do combine both of those scenes.
yes. yes.
You could do it. You could totally.
Yeah.
pull off
And if you
that.
couldn't, you could engineer a way to do it.
Hey, you know what?
Indeed.
Let's do that and post it to the Bumpy Soup YouTube channel.
Hell yeah.
Let's figure out a way to do that.
That'll be our most viewed video by
It will.
so thousands
So
of
far.
views.
We'll take supercuts of shows that we like to use to promote our own show.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guerrilla marketing.
By the people,
Another thing-
in the people.
Or it's
That's right.
it's thanking the shoulders on which you stand upon
Mhm.
by supercutting their stuff.
By stealing their art.
By shitting on them, but in a nice way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like the way that Subway shit on Britta.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
In like a cool, sexy way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. In like a cool, sexy, and fun, consensual way. Yeah.
So Patrick, I totally agree with you about like the opening scene, like doing a really good job of like kind of showing off each of the characters. I actually really didn't like Britta's line though about the post-menstrual whatever it is Marxist marketing class or whatever. And I felt like Britta's actor's performance of that showed that she wasn't really into it either. It felt way too on the nose and way too just like, okay, yeah, she's a feminist that's like really into this stuff. Like it felt like, and maybe it was a cool, like better at the time, but it felt really just kind of like, I don't know, overplayed and like not very clever. Not a very
Well, to me, what I kind of always thought the joke was is because when she delivers that line, it's almost like she's delivering it sarcastically. Like, this isn't a real class. Like, oh, my post-menstrual modern feminist class. Like, it's just sounds like that typical, I don't know, just kind of shit that conservatives would say, like something that doesn't really exist. But then Subway comes up and he's like, actually, I'm on the waiting list for that. So it turns into like, oh, it actually is a real class. Like that's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was
Yeah.
funny because to me, that's kind of like
so,
what the joke
so
was.
was she making up the class, but it actually was a real class that he was actually taking? Or
Right. Like, yeah, that's like what is happening in that scene. I'm pretty
okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it was a fake class, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm waiting for it to kill strictly as an N with her specifically, right? Because it is
Also-
that is the moment
Also
that's
could be the
established,
case.
right?
So-
That like they start talking now, and there's obviously some sort of like connection, even if it is fake or whatever. I think that's like
So-
what that's for.
This crossed my mind when I was watching this earlier on in the episode.
Yeah.
Is I was wondering if he was doing a counter psyop on her
Yeah.
or a counter operation.
Right.
Did he
Level
do a
7's
counter
susceptible.
operation?
he got fired.
He got fired. I don't think he did, but I was kind of hoping that there would be that.
Right.
Didn't you see
layered
New
in.
Subway? That kissed her on the forehead?
It was the same Subway. What are you talking
The
about?
one exception being the deviant sex act that you initiated without my consent.
Yeah. That,
his action right
that
there. is so
performance
accurate.
is like so good, actually.
Yeah.
It's interesting with stuff like this. This is a great example of it because it's like, is the writer just like kind of using a worn out trope, or is it because a certain amount of time has passed and this joke has been redone, or is the character saying this in a sarcastic way? Like, at what point does the snake start eating its tail again? Like,
Right.
yeah.
That's a good point.
Had Jared Fogle gotten in trouble yet at that point?
I don't think so.
Was it pre or post?
No,
I don't think
this
so.
is like 2009.
Okay.
And like they must
No,
have
this
actually.
is season 3. This is like 2011 or 12.
I think it was 12.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I really don't know the timeline of Jared from Subway, but
I don't either.
I don't think so though. Maybe this is countering all that bad press.
That's right. Well, so
They could have chosen any chain, and they chose Subway. So I think the Jared stuff had gone down, and then this did. But let's fact check it. I'll look it up.
Well, that had to be like product placement that they toyed with, right?
Yeah, this is something that I wanted to say, that like this is the best. I mean, and this is just again an example of Dan Harmon being like really good at subverting expectations and doing high concept comedy. But like this is the best use of product placement ever.
Yeah.
Just like making the whole thing. They say, okay, we're gonna have to do this. Let's not hide it from everyone. Let's put it right out there in the open and make a joke about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that Subway was going along with it, like that was probably actually the beginning of this kind of like meme brand account sort of thing that we're seeing really hard today. You know,
they bring back that thing, I think in maybe season 6. Yeah, with the Honda CRV, and they bring back the guy who plays Subway in it too.
nice.
So
Which I think is also really good, like because they had to
Yeah.
do another product placement thing. So they said, let's do it again. I don't care.
right.
Okay. Okay, I
no,
got
it's-
it. So it didn't gain Jared Fogle, the like awareness around his all that shit didn't gain traction until 2015, but it was going on like
Okay.
for
So this happened way before.
a while before that. But this episode aired on March 2012. So
Okay.
this was 3 years before it like probably caught public attention.
Yeah. Speaking of the actor that plays Subway, his name is Travis Schold, and he actually also is in It's Always Sunny. He plays Ben Smith, which is the the veteran that returns from war that like Dee tries to like is courting.
This is an interesting
Rose.
like similar role. This is not the first
kind of
parallel I found between the
Yeah,
shows.
he's a good like dumb hot guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
He is.
And that's the episode where they buy him the jean shorts,
Oh yeah.
which is so good.
And do you have any more notes? Did you get through any of your notes at all?
Yeah, I got through some of them. I really loved the Eat Fresh thing. I thought that was just really good throughout the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
solid.
In the library. Hey, fresh.
Yeah. There's also a joke at the beginning where I think that Pierce or Shirley is like to the dean. They're like, and I'm sure you know the Greendale bylaws, and he's like, I am
don't.
not.
Yeah.
I do not. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I am not, and it's just a really good performance. But let's just call out that this episode they decided to have a feature, actually an homage to a good show character, Eric Charles Neilsen.
Yeah.
So cool of them
That
to
was a
do
note that I
that.
made as well.
Yeah.
Charles Nelson.
Actually, the Garrett thing was good, where they're like, we saved Garrett. Did we?
Did we?
Yeah.
Fit check for Eric's or for Garrett's pajamas.
Yeah.
Weren't they like camouflage?
Yeah,
and he had
and
a little hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
the Ebenezer Scrooge
He
thing.
was comfy.
There's a joke that what's his name makes Pierce, where he's like, sheep, cattle, other animals that are in herds, like snakes.
Snakes,
I
I think.
think?
Yeah.
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 Another one from Pierce that's just so good is the I'll give you this recording device. It's hidden in this pen. It's also a mini flask, and then
Yeah.
he just drinks the ink.
Yeah, he's drinking ink
So
throughout
good.
the like last half.
I
Amazing.
like when he's like, corporate espionage, microphones hidden in lipstick hidden in microphones, and the deadliest weapon of all, the penis fly trap.
Penis flytrap is like a really solid.
The play on like honeypot.
that makes
Is
me
what
laugh
it
just
is?
trying to say it back to you.
Someone has been
Penis
sitting
flytrap.
on that joke for like 10 years and then finally found a reason to use it.
Yes.
Shirley, the actor that plays Shirley, she has this really good like kind of mannerism in her performance that she does when she's talking about like talking to Britta about like if you can get close to Subway and you can get some dirt on him, where she does like this kind of thing where she's talking really nice and sweet, and then she kind of like goes into like, and actually she do this.
She is such a specialist at that thing specifically. I fucking love her character and like just her as an actor.
Yeah, she does a great job at that.
Yvette Nicole Brown, like we should just shout out, like she's been like the actress throughout my entire life. Drake and Josh, Community. She just pops up randomly in other things too, and you go like, let's go.
Yeah,
that's Yvette Nicole Brown, my favorite.
I think I remember seeing that she had some pretty bad political views, like maybe some anti-vax stuff.
Oh, nice.
No. She's super hardcore liberal blue Democrat, like talking like NBC talking points. It's cool.
I'm gonna hold out
What's
on
her
that.
name? What's her name?
Yvette
It's
Nicole
YNB.
Yvette Nicole Brown with a Y.
You know what? I'm pretty sure you're right, Alek. I remember seeing something like that on Twitter or something like that.
Mhm. I'm willing to be wrong about this, but only slightly willing to be wrong.
Yeah. Now that you're saying it, I know that she is hardcore Christian, but I feel like I see her on Twitter all the time saying blue stuff, but
Yeah.
I'm questioning myself now.
Yeah. A couple other jokes in this that I liked was the Bed Bath & Beyond coupon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Solid turnaround.
Okay, here's a post that she made April 8th, 2021 from, I think, her official Facebook. At first, I had concerns about the COVID-19 vaccines. I wasn't sure if they were safe or if they had been developed too quickly. But as I watched COVID-19 disproportionately impact our communities, I decided it was important to talk to my doctor, listen to health experts, and educate myself on the facts. After separating myths from reality, I've come to the decision that getting vaccinated as soon as it's my turn is important not only for my own health and safety, but for that of my family, loved ones, and community.
Okay, cool.
Getting vaccinated saves
But
lives.
that was
Yeah.
2022.
So
though?
maybe at first she wasn't, but then she came
there's
around.
another tweet here from like May of 21. It's like COVID vaccines are not 100% effective. They're just a weapon to fight against the COVID-like mask wearing, washing hands, and social distancing.
Whoa.
3 things I must continue to do to prevent myself from catching COVID. So
Hang on.
Mixed bag.
yeah, I'm not really
Yeah.
sure what
We
she's even
support
trying to say
personal
there.
growth.
Was that
Yeah.
before or
Yeah.
after?
She left the
This
tweet
is
up, which is
in May 21.
never mind.
So yeah.
So I guess you were only slightly wrong.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Not all the way wrong.
Inconclusive,
Perfect.
honestly.
Okay, she followed it up with, like,
do.
She followed it up with like, this is not an encouragement to wash your hands instead of getting the vaccine or
Oh.
whatever was misconstrued by this tweet.
She
Vaccines
doesn't-
work, they are needed.
She
Okay.
doesn't want people to wash their hands.
Yeah.
That's all I heard from that.
There's another. It's
Maybe
like, I'm
she,
not sure
like-
if this is
or,
pro-vaccine or
you know what?
anti-vaccine.
Or maybe she shared her genuine opinion and then had to do some serious like backtracking.
Yeah.
She got
Yeah.
canceled by the culture.
Yeah.
Anti-vaxxers are so weak. If you're gonna advocate for something, just go full on. No more washing hands. Get soap out of public bathrooms.
Fuck Wells Fargo.
It was
And
$10,000.
if you're in legal trouble for cancel culture,
Yeah.
boy, do I have some
Yeah.
a paralegal experts.
Yeah.
A legal experts?
Legal.
Legal.
Yeah.
We're
Just
legally
legal.
something. I don't know.
We know legal.
Yeah. My buddy the horse, man.
Yeah.
He got off.
Vice Dean's ponytail.
Oh yeah. Shit rocks.
He's
Yeah.
going through a hard
got
time right
band
now, man.
practice.
And
Yeah.
more accurately, Troy's performance and like the camera angle on it, where he's like kind of like trying to look back at it.
Yeah.
Really good.
For some
I
reason.
like when he's talking to Abed in the pillow fort, and he's like, "All right, please look away. I'm gonna crawl away right now, and I'm very insecure. I'm going through some stuff."
Yeah. That's really
I
good.
didn't even catch that. good.
What's his name? John Goodman? Is that the actor's
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
So good, dude. Like, I love when they just pull in these like really big famous actors for these tiny roles, and they're just down. They're like, yeah, the show is good. I'll do it.
Yeah, he's perfect for that too.
Yeah.
He's like leading a cult. It's like kind of like a gang sort of situation when you see the like when Troy actually joins it.
He
So they got the
really,
perfect
he
guy
really
for that,
does
John
sow the
Goodman.
seeds of discord in this, huh?
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Abed was about to like step back and destroy his pillow fort for the blanket fort. He was ready to do that until he got back into the pillow fort and he was there. The ponytail guy was there. I already forgot his name.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind
Because
of.
he's just a
Dean.
good buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I even thought of this, but like when I was looking at him, I was imagining like Lin-Manuel Miranda in like Hamilton, just like gaining a bunch of weight, and then that's him.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda gains weight and becomes John Goodman.
So
I need to see a Lin-Manuel Miranda feature in Community. That's in the movie.
Yeah.
he
The
probably
people
have to fucking
need it.
sing and it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
So John Goodman is a funny one for me because when I think of John Goodman, I think of this post that I saw on Twitter, and it was like a 3D animated, like art picture of John Goodman and Justin Bieber hanging out, but they were both butt naked, and John Goodman's cock was like probably 12 inches and like 8 inches thick, and it was like about to fuck Justin Bieber.
Damn.
And it is burned into my brain. So every time anyone brings up John
Sorry.
Goodman, I see John Goodman. The next thing immediately after that always is that stack of 3 images on Twitter of John Goodman about to fuck Justin
Damn.
Bieber.
So his John was pretty good.
Yeah.
man.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
sounds like a Beeple post for sure.
You know, it
does.
does, but it was an actual, like, just like, that's what this guy does. This guy's like an NSFW artist on Twitter who does, like, commissions for people, and it's shit like that all the time.
Did someone? I want to understand the person who
Yeah,
commissioned.
imagine
that.
you're like a freelance artist on
Yeah.
Twitter, and your request is John Goodman fucking Justin Bieber with just a 12-inch girthy, veiny, meaty hog.
Finally.
Yeah.
And you
Finally.
kind of
$200,
have
I'll
to
draw
because
anything.
capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy what, innovation can come from
Not
horny
related
brain.
to John Goodman, but do you guys know who Norm Macdonald is?
Yeah.
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 Rest in
Right.
peace.
Dude.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot into Norm Macdonald recently, just like seeing clips of him on Instagram and stuff like that. The guy's funny, dude. I love him. He is really funny at delivering just monologues that I don't think are that funny until he says it that way.
Yeah.
He's a pretty solid, like, dry comedian. Absolute garbage actor. Terrible actor.
Yeah, well, he just plays himself. He doesn't act for fucking anything.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even
Yeah.
he's playing himself. He just doesn't even play anything. He just reads the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it's him, I guess.
yeah, I don't know.
We can still talk shit on him, but is he dead?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
dead.
Okay.
That was recent. That was like last year or two.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Prostate
it's hard
cancer?
for me to keep up on all the deaths.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, old news. Tell me about the celebrity
Um,
births.
Much like Norm Macdonald, not
Let's talk
really
about
acting,
Nepo
but just
babies.
kind of reading lines as himself. That's also kind of how I think of Joel McHale in this show.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard for me to imagine him any different as Jeff Winger. Every time I've seen him in like an interview or anything, he basically just is Jeff, and it's kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Yeah, no, he was cast really perfectly.
Right.
Yeah. Another one of the things that made me really like this show when I first started watching it, and it had even been a while since I had ever talked to Grosskreitz, but Jeff Winger just really fucking reminds me of Ryan.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Yeah.
That
in
is
the
like
worst
that is
way.
one of the big reasons why I was like first getting into the show. Is it's like, oh damn, I kind of just like am watching Ryan be a joke right now. It's like kind of
Damn.
funny.
Yeah.
Has he ever
Amazing.
watched that show?
Probably it's a big show.
Yeah.
I'll ask him. I see him on Monday.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
he's a pretty, like, cultured person.
Yeah.
I remember him making a lot of Kill Bill jokes.
Sure.
And, like, Kill Bill and Community are pretty, like,
Yeah, Kill Bill
You
Community
don't-
are
you're-
right there.
You're not
Yeah.
really into
Yeah.
culture
Yeah.
if you haven't seen Community.
And Kill Bill.
and Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jeff Winger and his performance, there's one part in it that I actually didn't really like, and maybe one of you guys can like shine some light on this. But it's like after Jeff has like met Kim and knows who Kim is, blah blah blah. They come back and he's like drinking some water from a water fountain, and Annie comes up and she's like, "Hey, did you like get that sorted out with Kim?" And he goes, "Who's Kim?" And the way that it's the way that Joel McHale performs that makes me think that he thought that the joke was like Jeff was like thinking like he knows who Kim is, but he's saying like, "Oh, I don't know who Kim is." But the context of it doesn't make any sense, and I think that the writer wrote the joke as being like Jeff just already forgot who Kim was.
Definitely.
Yeah, I thought that's just what the joke was. Interesting. I didn't get that from his
Yeah, so I think his
performance, but-
performance kind of was sucked there.
Yeah, well, because they wrote the joke in earlier with like Annie sneezing and someone saying "gazoon tight," and he's like, "I didn't sneeze." Okay, what were you saying?
Also so fucking
yeah,
funny.
right.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was a weird moment.
I've heard from different people in the cast that shooting that show was really like took a long time. They would have super long shoots and the actors would just be so done with it and out of it by the time they were done shooting. So maybe that scene was just like 14 hours into the day
Yeah.
and Joel McHale was just so over it and that was just
Yeah.
the best performance that he could give, maybe. I don't know.
Imagine being stuck on just that set for the most part. Like it's really just classrooms and lockers and
Yeah, imagine being around
hallways
Dan Harmon for that long.
He's got a foot thing, right? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Dan Schneider? Is that who am I thinking of?
I think he has like a kid thing. I think Dan Schneider does.
Oh, maybe it's a kid and foot thing.
The Nickelodeon guy.
Yeah.
I would say
Okay.
like
Yeah.
I would say like
Maddie's reading
close to
Jeanette
30%
McCurdy's book
of
right now.
Oh, yeah, how is
men
that?
in Hollywood.
I'm glad
have
my
a
mom
foot thing.
died.
Yeah, it's like 91 chapters apparently, but she's been reading. She has like 2 weeks to read it because she
Yeah.
rented it from the library, so she's been going through it.
Dude,
but
I
yeah, she says it's really good. Just
Yeah.
sad.
I just started
I've
the
heard
book
some
today.
stuff about it. I've kind of been
really?
interested in reading it too.
I heard a little
Is this
snippet
Jeanette
of it
McCurdy?
like, on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Mhm.
Can we get a book report on that when she's done?
Yeah.
Maddie, will you give us a book report on that when you're done? She says, yeah.
Can I share too? Because I'm listening to it right now. I'll probably finish it tomorrow.
Competing book reports.
Competitive book
No, we'll
report.
just do
This is
like
for you guys.
a read of the week, right?
It'll be the read of the week next week.
Oh, yeah, I guess we could do that.
Yeah, but then we
Yeah,
have to
maybe we
read,
will.
and that's like
No, we'll listen to an audiobook, or I will.
It's a 6-hour audiobook. It's so fucking easy. It's like
Yeah.
almost nothing.
I'll download it. I have Audible credits. I
Cool.
need to
You can do
use.
it a few weeks.
It's
from
also
now,
like an
too, you know,
$8 book, maybe $9 book.
I have
So just steal
Audible
it.
credits. I have.
Steal
Walmart.
it from
from
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah.
They already
The-
bought it.
I
Yeah.
knew someone who stole a book from Barnes and Noble, and I think it was maybe like
know one person?
the Art of Not Giving a Fuck by
I've
Mark
read that.
Manson.
Or was it the You Should
It
Steal
was
This
really
Book?
poetic.
There's a book called You Should Steal This Book.
No, but that one is like
Yeah.
behind like a glass thing. At
Oh.
Barnes and
Actually,
Noble.
That makes sense.
All of Chuck Palahniuk's books are behind the counter at Barnes and Noble, like a Fight Club. The guy who wrote Fight Club.
Yeah.
Do you
that's
have any more
funny.
notes?
Yeah, I
Um,
do.
They're worried they'll talk about the books. I don't.
Yeah.
That's my best shot there.
I have some more notes if we want to keep going through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to go? Because I've already been.
No, go finish yours and then I'll go.
Okay, so Subway, when Britta and Subway are at like they talked alone at like the Subway counter, she brings up 1984 and he says, "Oh yeah, I read that in high school." And then she asks him something. He says, "I can't discuss my former life," but he just said that he read 1984 in high school. So
Yeah,
I think
mean,
that's
I-
okay. I
well-
think that's okay.
He's just doing
So-
a really
that's just funny.
bad job. He's a bad employee for Subway.
Yeah.
Dan Harmon doesn't give a fuck. And also, 1984 is just something that I think everyone read in high school. So it's almost not him sharing a personal experience. It's kind of just him like connecting to
yeah.
like the big sphere of this is what everyone read in high school. So
Hang on.
it's okay that he shares that because it's a communal
Brad
experience.
didn't, and
Yeah,
Alek
yeah,
didn't
who-
read it
who
in
he-
school.
who
I
here-
did.
I did not.
Which of you two read 1984 in high school?
I read Ayn Rand in high school.
We didn't. It wasn't required in our high school.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Why
only
did I
Emily
read
did.
that then.
Yep.
I can hardly remember a thing about it.
So why would you say that, Patrick?
This is just like 1984.
Because
Everyone except for me and everyone I know.
right. Okay, well, we are in Utah. The closest thing we got to reading 1984 in high school was The Giver.
And
Yeah.
That's true. I
and
did read The Giver.
Hang
Yeah.
on, did we get like a Northern Utah education? Most of
I did.
us?
Yeah.
Brad did. Max, Alek. No, Max went to.
Max was kind of
okay.
split a little bit.
Huh. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Speaking of everyone, I don't know why that came to it. When Dean Pelton is talking to Troy and Abed when they're about to fight, and he's like, "See, so Abed, you can take down the fort. Everyone wins. Well, except for Abed, but not everyone can win.
Not everyone can win. Yeah. We also get Magnitude in this episode.
Oh
Pop,
yeah,
Pop.
dude. Pop, Captain.
We get Star Burns, we get Leonard,
Star Burns,
and
ugh.
Eric Charles Nielsen. So
Yep.
there's a lot of good side recurring characters that make
Yeah.
appearances in this episode too.
Yeah, that's.
I will
that's
say
true.
they do a really good job of like jamming in a ton of characters and like weaving it together in a way that makes enough sense
Yeah,
Mhm.
most of the time.
yeah. I think that the writing is pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very.
When
One of my talking about those other characters. This isn't in this episode, but it's in the season 5 episode when Troy leaves and they're doing the lava monster
Lava.
thing. There's that one scene where they're all in Shirley's like place and it's coming down, and as they're coming down, they all pan to those 3 actors and they all say something. And Eric Charles Nielsen goes like, "Oh, I didn't bring another pair of pants. This is my only pair of pants." And then Vicky says something, and they go to Magnitude, and he goes, "I'm actually British." It's so fucking good.
character development.
Yeah.
And he actually is British. He's a rapper.
Oh, when they do introduce Garrett in the episode when what's his name, when Annie and Jeff are standing at the locker and they look over at Garrett and he's drinking out of the water fountain. He does this
Like
sound
hitting him
effect
on the cheek.
He does
like,
yeah, he does that sound effect. It's like clearly added in post, but it's like his voice, and it's funny.
So good.
There's also an episode where they're like having this group psychosis supposedly, and it cuts to like what's actually happening, and there's like this guy with this really intellectual deep voice doing a voiceover for Garrett, like instead of Eric Charles Nielsen's ridiculous voice, and I always thought that was really funny too.
Nice.
Let's see what happens if we take a pen from them.
Yeah. Wait, I want to see what happens when we take one of their pens.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's so fun having that connection to that actor now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it.
One thing
do
that
you have
I
any
think
more
is
notes?
I got some more
interesting-
notes.
Oh, so okay. Well, I was just go ahead.
No, you do it.
I was just gonna say one thing that's interesting, especially after trying to write a show now, the 3 characters and like how that plays out and stuff. Thinking about writing a show with 7 characters that are main characters is just interesting because one, like the ABC lines for us, we'd have to add in some supporting characters. We have to split up our main characters, whereas they have all main characters doing all parts of those 3 supporting storylines. You know?
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think that's part of what makes Community feel really full every episode.
Yeah.
It kind of has the same thing with Always Sunny, where Always Sunny can pretty consistently have like 3 plots going if they want to.
Right.
And Community can do that too. But thinking about like Workaholics, like another show with just 3 main characters, they can pretty much only do 2 real plots the entire episode. Like very rarely do you see all 3 guys split off and do their own thing for the whole episode.
Right.
So it's part of just what makes Community feel really full, I think, that they can do that and pull it off.
It's probably kind of difficult though for the writers. Like they really, again, have to be really efficient with their writing.
Yeah. Well, it's like the whole plot with Jeff and Annie. There's only like 4 scenes in their whole plot, but it feels really complete.
Yeah.
I really like it when like side stories like thematically tie in an interesting way to the main storyline in an episode of a TV show. And I'm wondering like how the 3 separate storylines in this episode tie in together, because you got Britta, Subway, Annie, Jeff, and then Abed and Troy. Like
That's
I
an
can see
interesting
how
question. I don't
Annie
know
and
if-
Jeff and Subway and Britta do kind of thematically fit together, like play off of each other. But how do you think the Troy and Abed one fits into that?
Yeah, I don't know if they did,
Or is it
these
supposed
3 stories
to?
because of thematically or just because of the characters that are available. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but you're right. There's not as much connection between those stories as I think I would have imagined just if you would ask me what the connection is. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like what we talked about with the welfare episode, and It's Always Sunny,
Yeah.
right? It was fun seeing the flip flop happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
interesting.
they all kind of have something to do with power dynamics, I guess. Britta is trying to like infiltrate and overthrow Subway. Troy and Abed have kind of like a power struggle that's instigated by John Goodman. And Jeff's whole thing, like Annie is trying to get him to apologize to this supposed dead girl because he took advantage of her in this like relationship sort of dynamic kind of thing.
But maybe still in the end,
it's
he's
a very,
kind of an
very loose thematic tie, but that's the only thing I can really think of.
Yeah. So Jeff, if that line at the end was like meant to be he just genuinely forgot who Kim was again, like Jeff just being who he is and not being able to help it, and then Subway like not being able to do his job, right? And like breaking through and like talking about his past life. That could be thematically similar.
Yeah, I can see a through line there a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I think that probably what they wanted to do is set up for the following episode because this one
The
literally
war
ends
documentary.
with to be continued.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought like when we got to the end of it, I was like, well, this is a little unfair that they chose an episode that's a 2-parter, but like that next episode that's like the war documentary is definitely its own thing. So it's not really a two-parter, but like it leads into
another
it.
like top 10 episode too. Like honestly, like there's a run of like 5 episodes in this season that's just like, are you kidding me?
All of season 3, honestly. I love the Law and Order episode. Like I had to not suggest that one because I think it's one of my favorite. It may be my favorite episode of all time of Community. I'm not sure it's a good one to review as just kind of like a standalone episode because it's just very, very different from their normal format. But that is another really great one too. The one where they have kind of like the group psychosis therapy thing is in season 3.
The clip show.
Yeah, the clip episode one, which that's one that we even should do because like Dan Harmon is the exception for clip episodes because his are just they're just so
They're
good.
not filler. Yeah.
Right.
I'd like to just put this out there. Like my favorite episode is the 3 weeks later episode in season 6, and just also season 6 is the best season of Community. That's just something I feel like I want to put out there into the world.
Thank you. I have a couple additional notes. Most of my list has been covered already, and we've talked about it. But so at the beginning when Chevy Chase is talking about bylaws and the dean, like he's not familiar with them, but then later on, like a few seconds later, he's like, oh, there's also a bylaw about like mandatory like army reserves, like let's pray for peace.
Let's pray for peace.
But then they end up going to war, right?
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
really,
I
really
didn't even
liked
think
that.
about that.
Yeah, it's a really good tie-in. That was a good catch.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. Oh, the bribing the dean with the Bed Bath and Beyond coupon, as if like that would do anything, because Bed Bath and
Actually,
Beyond coupons are really not hard to come by. And then Troy says there's more where that came from, because obviously there's more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was good.
One quick joke is when Shirley and Pierce come up to Britta, and Britta's eating the Subway sandwich, and she throws it away, and they're like, eating fresh,
Are we?
Yeah.
It
how they
has
make
to be
use of
she
Eat
was
Fresh
eating
is so
his
good.
ass.
so good.
She was totally eating him out.
Yeah.
What if he had a pussy?
Maybe he did.
That's a good point.
What if he had a pussy and she was eating it?
Can a corporation have a gender?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Boy pussy hits different.
They them pussy.
You have to use the corporation's correct pronouns.
Corporation. I don't think
Corporation
that
pussy
works.
hits different.
Corpushy.
Corpushy.
Pussy Incorporated.
Pussy incorporated. That's good too. Yeah.
The last line the last thing I had wrote down was a line that I really loved how it was delivered was Kim after Annie is like, I don't actually care about this. Like, I was trying to do this. And then she calls him something and he's like, hey, that was really mean.
Hey,
Just
you are really mean.
you are really mean.
Put it in a letter,
This
Jane
cloying
Austen.
Just
weirdo
earnestness of how
with
he
a
said it
girl's
was
name.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always think of the use of the word cloying there. It's like, wow, that's a dagger.
When they are listening to the recording of the sex, and then they realize that, like, you know, he's no longer there, and he goes, the bread is stale.
Yes. Yeah, that's also one of the best parts of the episode, too. It's
Yeah.
just the little code word, the bread is stale.
Yeah. And my final note that I have is when there's the war scene, there's Pirates of the Caribbean style music, which I thought was great.
Oh, I didn't catch that. That's funny.
I really wish that we had watched this in conjunction with the episode, with the other one in season 5, the Honda one, because like one thing, I think that this episode is better than that one in most ways, but one thing where they did better was Britta's monologue at the end where she's like crying and she's just doing like a direct ad for a Honda CRV. Like, it's so fire. So funny.
Does Britta drive a Honda CRV?
In that episode, Rick, that's his name, he comes back and he works for Honda now, and he's looking for people who are level 7 susceptible, which is Britta
Funny.
and the Dean. Yeah.
She probably drives some like stereotypical like lib
Prius.
environmentally friendly.
Oh, a
yeah,
Prius,
something,
yeah.
something.
Well,
easy and-
she's also broke. She probably just like rides a bike.
Yeah, in season 6, they show her driving like a broken down car, and then when she gets it at
Oh,
her
yeah.
parents' house and it won't start, she steals a kid's trike. So
Yeah,
Nice.
there we go. Okay, what does Annie drive?
Adderall. So,
She drives
Maybe
Adderall
like a
drives her.
Lexus.
It's hard because I don't know what kind of cars were around at that time, but I would guess like a Ford Focus or like the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of small, but kind of economical, but like kind of cool and sporty, maybe kind of zippy. Something, maybe like a Kia Soul, actually.
What character
Shane
do
drives a
you
Kia
Starts
Soul,
identify
listing
by the
off
most
way.
all
with,
of these
Shane?
positive attributes. Maybe my car.
I fucking love my Kia Soul so much, man.
Yeah.
You know, Emily, I don't really know, dude. I have watched probably of all the shows that have been recommended, I've watched that show the very most, and the least amount of that, the least amount of stuck. I've watched probably collectively like 10 hours of that show,
Yeah.
just on accident. I don't fucking remember any of it. I just know that Troy and Abed are always fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So like when that came up, it's like, well, yeah, of course, because that's like all they ever do. So and then they'll make up because they always do, also, right? Like that's the only thing that I could remember. I feel like maybe when I was watching the show, Annie would make the most sense because she's like,
Has the biggest boobs.
yeah, I think that's really what it comes down
Right.
to. Yeah,
got big boob energy,
it's like
Shane.
a tits thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like she's just like really
Definitely.
optimistic and like kind of like happy-go-lucky a little bit. And I think that I, generally speaking, am a little more optimistic and happy-go-lucky sort of.
I see that.
So probably that. I do feel like she's kind of stupid a little bit sometimes from what I remember also.
She's naive.
Naive, that's a
Yeah.
perfect word. And I don't know that I would necessarily connect with that in the same way, but quick and dirty, fastest answer I could think of, probably her, is going to be the closest I'm going to get.
if we're gonna say Annie has big boobs, we just have to quote the show: the big boobs, medium boobs, black boobs, and then Troy goes, "Am I black boobs?"
Yeah. Something about the show I think that's probably good to call out is, or not call out, but talk about is the kind of diversity across the cast.
Yeah.
And I remember one thing that I listened to Dan Harmon talk about this is that when they cast it, like they actually went out of their way to actively like cast people of different races. So they would have like a day where they would cast, they would see Asian Annies, you know, like to,
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
And they would do that.
And then they ended up giving it to a white person anyway.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, they
Well,
got
she's
like,
Jewish.
Typical.
yeah, she's Jewish, and there are two like primary black cast members, and is he Indian or Pakistan? Danny Pudi.
I'm not sure he's either in real life.
He ran the St. George
he's-
Marathon.
that's right.
That I
Polish,
know.
And I can't remember.
I feel like it was one of those. I can't remember.
They also get some good mileage out of that in the show. There's several points where someone will call
I guess it's
that out.
India.
There's like an episode where they are at like a
India.
focus group thing, and the guy who's running the focus group sees them, and he's like, "Hey, you guys all represent very significant quadrants. Would you be part of this focus group
Yeah.
for me?"
Yeah.
And there's like a scene where the dean runs into the study room and they're all there, and he's like, "Okay," or it's like
It's just
there's
one
actually
of
only
every one of you.
yeah, like there's like I think there's one white person, and then like Shirley and Troy are there, and Abed is there, and the dean runs in. And he's like, "Oh, great, there's one of each of you." And so they get a lot of mileage out of that in the show too.
I do think it's interesting how like active they were in that casting, though, like actively aware of it, and I wonder if that's the sort of solution in terms of like diversity casting and stuff, is to be like very active in terms of like pushing it, you know.
Probably.
Well,
But also, go ahead.
And
yeah. Well, I think that the goal is that you don't have to think about it. Right,
Preferably, but
like so that like it becomes like we'll have to take some consciousness, right? But I think the goal ultimately is that like you don't even have to think about like is this cast diverse or not, because you're already on accident
it's so
casting
normalized.
diverse casts, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that a conscious effort of it is going to be the first step to that. So
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
But
Probably having like a diverse writers room
Yeah,
too, and
sure.
people telling stories who are diverse,
Yeah.
not just white dudes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, so
I don't know what the makeup of the community writers room is like, though.
I have
think
no
they're-
idea.
I think that like at least a couple of seasons in, they actively sought for like 50% male female representation.
That's cool.
But I mean, something like race, I think, is something that you can like write a character for, and then like afterwards maybe cast it like that. But something like gender is maybe not quite as easy. Like, I don't think that
Yeah.
Annie
Sure.
was written, kind of agender or anything. I think that they were written for specific genders, and then they were able to cast them like that.
I know that. So Abed was written about. Dan Harmon has a friend named Abed, and it's like the character is literally written as that character. And then just when they came in for interviews, the casting director liked Danny Pudi more, so they went with that. But like, he's a direct person. I know that Dan Harmon has also said this is based off of his college study group, and so I
Crazy.
don't know if anyone else is based off of a real person too.
I'm trying to think of like who in the group could most easily be gender swapped. I feel like it might be hard. I think all of them are pretty important to be who they are. Maybe Britta could
Troy?
be the most easily
I don't know.
flipped.
I think Jeff.
That would be my answer
Yeah.
too, Jeff.
Well, I just don't know very many women who are so like
Be
full of
careful.
themselves and take
I
such
do.
pride in being like a fuckboy. That's kind of just like a typically male
I'm
trait.
thinking of one right now that I went
know
to
exactly
college
who you're
with.
talking about.
Are you sure?
No, I thought you were talking about the person that you worked at the unnamed local company.
Oh, that person identified with that character, but I'm thinking of a female person
Who is that character?
that could be a Jeff Winger
Mm.
IRL. Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of
Well-
just a dickhead, right? Like, it's not
Yeah.
hard to make a woman a dickhead necessarily.
If you know us in real life, we're talking about you, every single one of you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Brad, what is your general take on the show?
I don't know. It's like I first got into it because of Max, like watching it where I used to live, and then COVID happened and I had nothing to do but watch TV, and so I was kind of just watching it to watch it, but I never really like loved the show. I know that's kind of a hot take. It seems like everybody here really loves the show, but I know I didn't finish it. I probably got to season 5 and then I stopped. But I don't know. It's for me, it doesn't like just make me laugh as much as other shows that we enjoy together. But I think it is very creative and the characters are very memorable and very strong. And I don't know what it is about it. It's just one of those things that I don't personally enjoy quite as much, but this episode I did think was a cut above a lot of the other ones for sure.
There's a quality about it, and it might be the number of characters. Because if you have that many characters participating as like main characters, you have to get a little more formulaic with the storylines that happen in every episode. And so maybe that maybe contributes to like I don't really remember a lot of the episodes because they have a tendency to blur.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
that
You
could
know?
be for sure.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I don't know how to go about making this joke exactly, but I feel like it's there if someone to say the bread is stale because bread just said that.
Nice.
He just did it.
The bread is fail,
Yeah.
maybe.
By the way, I'm rating the chocolate chip banana bread that I got for Christmas from Brad. Delicious.
Delicious.
Probably an
5
11
meow
out
meow
of 10.
beans.
Yeah, Uncle Brad got us some banana bread for
Made us.
Made
Made
us.
it
Made
for
it
us.
yeah.
With
Like,
a bread
to
maker,
order.
it
To
wasn't
order.
that high effort, but
You pop.
It
Yeah, that's
was
right.
like-
it wasn't actually that big of a deal.
You take
like,
a
it kind
slice
of
of that, pop it in the
like,
microwave
not
for a
that
few
great
seconds.
bread.
Get some
it did look
butter.
really good when it came out. I was like, damn, I kind of want to keep this, but
Hey, Brad.
Yummy, yummy.
How would you make bread if it wasn't with a bread maker?
well, I
would
just
it be with
did.
something else that also makes bread?
And could that not also
I mean,
be
could
Could that
its
not
own kind of
also
bread
be
is-
maker?
a
is-
royal, like, bread maker?
Yeah, I mean, is an oven a bread maker?
Yeah, sure.
It is. So
Yeah.
Wow.
And in
I
some
mean-
cases, it's a house warmer. It could be a, like...
pizza oven.
Sure.
A house
Yeah.
destroyer.
Yeah, house could absolutely be a house.
I'm
destroyer.
talking about the little
Sure.
small appliance that I bought online, though.
Yeah.
And it's like, it feels like cheating hardcore, but also it's like,
You know
so
what?
many
If it
people are
gets
getting
done-
into
it
making
gets
bread
done,
now, which
yeah.
is pretty cool.
I'm imagining that you got a bread maker, which means that you just hired someone else to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Some-
make
I
my
have a
friend's
bread
banana
maker.
bread, and I will take the credit for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, some Italian.
I had a bread
Brad's
maker.
parents
It's
some
like I
Italian,
have a
man.
housekeeper.
Yeah.
I have a bread maker.
I put in so much effort.
That's
All in
cool.
favor of getting bread from Brad, say aye.
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 I will.
Sweet. You gonna start charging people? You make some money doing it?
I don't know.
You ever thought about engineering your own bread maker?
Hey, bring it to
I'm
the
getting.
farmers
I've been
market.
getting into
Bring it to the
sourdough.
farmers market. You don't have to have a food license.
That's so fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Nice.
That is
Nice.
straight up insane.
That is crazy. Like if
didn't
I
know
can
that.
successfully grow like mushrooms out here, which is supposed to be pretty damn hard to do in the
Yeah.
desert, like
If
they're
I did it, you
expensive as
can.
fuck. I
You
was
just
at
missed
Natural
it every day.
Grocers. Like a lion's mane mushroom is like $18.
I don't know
I was
that
like,
natural
holy
groceries
shit.
is a good gauge
Well,
for that.
Yeah.
To be
do it.
totally fair.
Yeah, but
What I've heard is that mushrooms grow really great in closets.
yeah, like I'm gonna have
do.
to do it indoors.
Or,
Get a
or
little
you just
greenhouse
get a
and
leak in your
humidifier.
roof and you close the doors to that section of your house.
That'd be a sick move
and
too.
then it's humid as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't ask me
It's
how
so
I
easy
know.
to put a like a hole in your roof too.
It's surprisingly so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my stepdad's a roof guy. We could probably figure out. He's good at fixing them. I'm
How
sure
to
he knows
put
how to
a
break
hole in
them
a
too.
roof.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't be that fucking hard. Yeah.
It's true.
It's a roof.
It's just
It's
a
a
roof.
Put a hole in it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm feeling like we're kind of coming to a close here.
Yeah.
Do we want to come up with a episode name?
I do really like the idea of for the people in the people.
I do too.
Yeah.
We
'Cause
talked a lot about that, didn't we?
It also sounds like it could be a line from Butt Muscle. When you said it even has the same like kind of like weird like like monotone for the people in the people for the people in the people. Like I don't know.
And the people going in the bubble.
Yeah.
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 That's
For
not
the
bad.
people in the people
Or whatever.
community.
I don't know.
Are there any other suggestions from the absentees?
You're not absent.
I'm
a
taking
father
Ruthie,
now.
but using his pouch to sneak in Nathan.
Like something about Ruthie and Nathan.
Yeah. No, there's nothing there.
For the Ruthie
I don't
and
know.
the Nathan.
We grew up in the Bay Area, but we're fathers now.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. Yeah.
That one's good.
Brad, you got any
I
suggestions?
think we
fresh.
found it already.
Eat fresh.
Oh,
fresh.
yeah. I
Fresh.
guess that probably would be the best option.
Eat fresh. Something like, the sexual anatomy of Eat Fresh.
I'm down.
The sexual anatomy of eating fresh.
Oh.
Hey.
Make it sound like
We're getting
like a
close.
community college course. Like they make all their
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
titles. Yeah.
Eating fresh 101
Yeah.
or like 4
yeah.
1040.
Post-menopausal.
Postmenopausal
eating fresh. That has a
Postmenopausal
ring to it.
Pre-menopausal, post-feminist eating fresh.
Okay,
eating.
Yeah.
Post-menopausal, post-feminist, eating fresh.
Postmenopausal. Post.
Or whatever
It
whatever
was-
she says
yeah,
in
it was
the class.
pre-menopausal, post-feminist.
There we go. I actually don't know, but we'll check.
I made notes.
Oh, nice.
Specifically, because it stuck out to me. Yep.
Okay, all
Should
in
we
favor
do,
of that title.
Postmenopausal, premenstrual,
Pre-feminist.
pre-feminist.
Or no.
It'd be post-menstrual premenopausal. Because you are.
Pre-menopausal,
Yeah.
post-feminist,
There we
eating
go.
fresh.
Okay, all in favor of that title say Yo Banana Boy.
Yo, banana boy.
Banana
Banana
boy.
boy.
Banana Boy. Okay.
All right, it's
This
been
is
decided.
noted on the record.
Yeah.
Nice.
By the way, last week, me, Emily, and Maddie all got points in the prediction game. None of you guys
Damn.
ever did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
Well, I wasn't here.
Hang on,
so-
I got a
Yeah.
point?
I wasn't
Uh-huh.
even there.
You guessed 3-1 Fulham. Actually, I might have gotten 3 points because I said 3-1. Let's see. Or I said 1-0. No, this is against Southampton. I was wrong. Okay. Anyways.
All right. Well, full ham.
Yeah.
Full ham.
Full ham
ham.
indeed. Okay, eat fresh, everybody.
All
Thanks
right,
for listening.
Instagram
This is-
handles
Yeah.
on Twitter at the Aqua Supreme.
Homogenized soy milk.
You can also find Bumpy Soup on Twitter,
At
Instagram.
Bumpy Soups.
TikTok. Bumpy Soups. It's plural
Good
because the
show
other one was
TM.
taken.
The
Ugh.
TM is included in the name.
Bumpy Soups.
Bumpy Soups or Good Show TM.
Brad,
All right,
Brad,
hey.
Brad, where can we find you online?
I don't know. I'm not online really.
If you guys look real hard, you might be able to find it. I'm sure that someone
Out the
somewhere, one of us
system.
follow him or have
Off the
interacted.
grid.
He's post-internet.
Post-internet.
He doesn't have a social security number.
No.
Definitely not.
Out the system, off the grid, baby.
All right, well, this has been the Bumpy Soup
Wait, Shane,
podcast.
drop
Thank you
your
so
ad.
much for joining us. All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Eat
Eat fresh. Eat shit.